A lot of people don't have a strong support system, and that's why they even start fighting. But I'm really lucky that I have a super strong support system with my whole family, and I don't have to worry about the little things. I can just focus on the big picture.
People say, "Oh, you're living through your son." That I'm not doing. I'm not doing that. I'm not living through him. It's his dream. My job as a parent, as his father, is to support that dream.
I wouldn't be fighting if I didn't want to be the best fighter. You know what I mean? I want to be the best fighter there ever was. Will I be the best fighter there ever was? Likelihood, probably not. But I'm gonna try. Like, that's my goal. I literally crawl out of my skin when I'm not training. Like, you can ask my dad. It's like I can be unbearable to be around when I'm not training.
It's not like he can be unbearable. He is. He's effing unbearable.
As much as I love Taco and he's awesome, like, also I want to try to be better than Taco. You know what I mean?
And
like,
he wants you to be that, right?
Exactly. Like, I'm gonna try my hardest. You know what I mean? He's really good, so I'm gonna have to get really good. You know what I mean? Like, that drives me to be better as well.
I think he's gonna have a shorter amateur career than I think he probably would want. My guess is he's gonna have a hard time finding opponents eventually.
Excuse the rude analogy, but like a lot of promoters and fighters, it's like a pimp and a whore. Like, it pretty much is. Like, you're a whore and you're just getting pimped out. They're like, hey, go fight this
Chris,
person.
we have our soundbite for this podcast right there. Good job.
What's going on, Pops?
What's going on, Ryan?
Nothing much today. We have two guests on. I'm very excited for.
We do have two guests.
Okay, bring
And
the energy.
This
I
is
like
going to
it.
be the first of its kind on our podcast.
Why is it the
Father and
first?
son? Besides
Well,
you
we do
and
that
I.
every podcast episode.
No,
yeah.
but our guests are not
So
usually father
two
and son.
fathers and two sons.
That's right.
All right. Well, the father-son duo. We got Asher Tessler. He's going to be fighting on the March card.
The Hebrew Hammer, my man.
What's going on, brother?
Just happy to be here. Nice to be out in LA for a bit.
Yeah. We got your pops here too, Jonathan. How's it going, sir?
Doing excellent.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Asher, how would you introduce, if you were us, how would you introduce your father?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Probably not flatteringly. So
Let's go.
Don't go there.
Go there.
It's got a little like us, a little bit.
Listen, John, we have to go there. We're talking about viral moments, this and that. Let Asher give his real intro. Go for it.
all right. How would I introduce you? I
Be
would-
careful, you do have to ride home with them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And I'm the passenger. All right. No, but I would say as my number one sponsor in my career and the number one person like driving me towards my goal, like the backbone driving me
Yeah.
towards my goal.
I think that's a perfect description. I've known your pops for a minute, right? When you guys would come to UNF, he's always been talking so highly of you. Just super supportive of you and your journey. So I think also, bro, you're blessed where you have that kind of support network. I'm sure knowing him, I'm sure he drives you crazy sometimes, right?
Yes,
But you're very blessed, bro.
No, I really am. And like as much shit as I give him and stuff, like I couldn't do any of the things I've done without him. And like he takes all the pressure off like fighting for me. Like he takes care of everything for me. He's like my manager. He's like my sponsor. He does all that stuff for me. And all I have to do is focus on fighting. I just have to go to training, give it my all every single day, try to get better. And he just takes care of all those little things that I know a lot of other people have to deal with. A lot of people don't have a strong support system, and that's why they even start fighting. But I'm really lucky that I have a super strong support system with my whole family.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about the little things. I can just focus on the big picture.
Yeah. No, I think we could relate in that sense, even though I'll give this guy shit too. I mean, just as my dad, I think he wants me to be the best version of myself, you know, accomplish great things, and he's always had my back. And it's not always easy, but, you know, having your dad in your corner like that and always supporting you is, you know, the biggest blessing. You know what I mean? So
100%. And like, I think fighting's like, for the most part, it's normally a sport of like a lot of broken people trying to find stuff. And you know what I mean? Like, and I think more so now as the sport's evolving, we're getting to see people with like more structure and stuff. But like, I'm just blessed to have that right off the bat. Like, I don't need to find that. I already have that structure. I already have a support system behind me. And I don't need to like try to make it to the big leagues without that and then find it at the end. Like, I already have it.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I would say that's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. We have a very unique relationship because he is my son and I am his father. And so I have to be a father to him, but we're friends. I mean, without without being cliche, he's probably my best friend. And I am fully invested in his career and his success in his career. He chose this. It was not my choice or my wife's choice.
Yeah, well, how was that though? I just want to know, because how'd your wife take that he wanted to become a professional MMA fighter one day, and how did you take that he wanted to choose fighting for his career
I
path?
think Dad likes it.
So
Let's see.
So
I don't think Mom liked it so much, but
I wouldn't say I liked it. I would never have chosen it. But athletics and the strive to being a professional athlete, I tried, failed miserably. My professional athletic career failed instantaneously when I went pro. With that being said, this was his choice. It wasn't ours. Would we rather have been a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist or a welder? Probably. But that wasn't what he wanted. And so my wife had a harder time. Like, because what you think of fighters is they're violent and they're criminals. And because if you don't follow fighting, you just don't know.
Yep.
And I think what Asher brought to it is, or at least what I tried to explain to my wife, was that he puts in the hard work, he's dedicated, he's committed. Those skill sets, if you can develop those, whether it's in fighting or anything else, you will be successful in anything else you do.
Agreed.
So even if fighting doesn't work out, and I'm highly confident that it will, but if it didn't, those skill sets would help him in anything else he does. And we knew he wasn't on the college track. So what else could we do? It was easy for me to say, I support this. I'm going to put any amount of energy that is needed to make this happen for him. And people say, "Oh, you're living through your son." That I'm not doing that. I'm not living through him.
Yeah.
It's his dream. My job as a parent, as his father, is to support that dream. I'm lucky that I have a decent enough job that I can help him in this journey, and I'm convinced that he'll be successful.
Yeah, I think probably as a parent, been there, done that, kind of what you've done too. Just like there is that fine line without being a stage dad. I call them stage dads, and just being a solid support network. You know what I mean? And I think what you said, which was key, is that you chose this.
Yeah, it's so I never like when I was much younger, I didn't really like play a sport or anything. Well, I take that back. I played soccer for a while.
Were you any good?
No, I was horrible, and I flapped my arms when I ran. Which just killed it. I remember literally I would like be done playing. I would like the game would end. I would go back to my family and they would be like, "Okay, Asher, you really gotta stop flapping when you run though. Like it looks really gay. You gotta stop doing that." And I'm just like,
You just made your debut. This will be your second MMA fight, right? And you're fighting tough people. You know, I know your last fight dropped out, but you were going to fight a tough guy, Arshak, and now who you're fighting again? Like,
well, there's a little story behind that if you guys are go sharing it, but. When I sent them the name, you previously trained with the guy you're going to fight, Diego Jasso.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it in your words, but like, the reason you kind of wanted this fight or liked this fight, and I'll let you kind of take it from there.
He pieced me up. He's good. He was good, bro. He pieced me up. This was, I don't know, maybe like a year ago. But I when I saw that name come up, I was like, that. He's like, you guys sent me a few names. I was like, that one I particularly want, though. All respect to him. He's a really cool guy. We have a lot of mutual friends and stuff, but I really want to get my get back. So,
yeah, but that just goes to show, like, you're not. Listen,
exactly.
I think you got your pops behind you, and he's definitely gonna be smart, calculated all the way. I think you have a great team of sitting too. You guys are gonna be calculated, but it goes to show, you aren't just looking for the easiest fights. If this guy, a year or two ago, whatever it was, maybe got the better of you.
No, and what I love about that, Asher, too, because Ryan does the matchmaking. Matchmaking is the worst job in our organization, to be honest, because you get these guys on social media that, I'll fight anybody, everybody's ducking me, but behind the scenes, they're rejecting fights left and right. Yeah. And then what happens all the time, Ryan put offers, I've trained with that guy before. He trained them like a year and a half, 2 years ago, lost in training, now doesn't want to face them. So I freaking love this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about growth, right? Like if it's a year ago, I want to see that I got better. And if I haven't gotten better, then, and I find that out, that's something I really got to address then, you know what I mean? Then I'm doing something wrong. So it doesn't really make sense to dodge someone just because I didn't do good against them a while ago. So like, I want to make sure I'm getting better. I'm sure he's gotten better too, but I want to make sure I'm getting better faster. So.
Well, what do you think about that decision? I mean, do you think your son should be taking sort of easier fights, guys that, he could just walk over, or really challenge himself? What do you think is best?
So we've talked about this quite a bit, actually. And look, he's still an amateur, and I think he's a super, super talented amateur at where he is now. And his growth has been incredible. Now's the time. Now's the time to
Right.
fight the hardest guys you can find, and not just picking fights because I'm better here than he is, so I can take advantage of it. Finding wrestlers, finding great
Yep.
grapplers, finding black belts if you're not, finding, you know, southpaws when you're orthodox, whatever that is, because now is the time to learn where the holes are. Put yourself out there, find
Love
the hardest fights, as Taka would say, duck no fades.
Love Taco.
Duck no fades. Now it's time. So with time, you become pro. You've seen it, you've done it, you've experienced
Yeah.
it, and now you go, I know how to fight someone like that.
Yep.
And take the lumps, literally, figuratively, and take the wins and losses now.
Yeah.
And so, as much as we want the fight, we talk about fights. There's some strategy in it too. We don't want, if he's got a good opponent, but we know how to dominate them, it looks like the opponent might not be a very good fighter. And so he's getting easy fights. We don't want that either. We want wars. We want it to be that he fought hard to win something.
I love, oh, sorry.
No,
I mean,
go
I vibe with you completely. I think you're 100% on track. But what I love about that mindset, I think there's a balance. As a dad, you always want to see your, that instantaneous win. Always want to see your kid's hand raised short term. But I love that you have this long term vision, and that growth and his maturity is like the number one thing.
Yeah, 100%,
I love it.
without question. And if he's going to achieve his goals, which are large,
What are those goals? Spit it out, Ashley.
Yeah. So I feel like it's very easy to have short-minded goals.
Yep.
So I see this a lot. I see people, I want to be a UFC fighter. They get to the UFC, they achieved everything they set out to achieve right there. I want to be a UFC fighter. Now they're a UFC fighter, and they just kind of fall off. I feel like you see that all the time. Someone looks so good, looks so promising, get to the UFC, go 0-3, get dropped, never get back. And to me, I just think that's like it's not a lack of talent. It's a lack of like foresight. Like you set your goals. You know what they say, right? Like reach for the stars, maybe you'll fall to the moon. You know what I mean? Like set your goals super, super high. And if you come up a little short than that, then maybe that was actually the place you were looking for. So, I mean, I wouldn't be fighting if I didn't want to be the best fighter. You know what I mean? I want to be the best fighter there ever was. Will I be the best fighter there ever was? Likelihood, probably not. But I'm going to try. Like, that's my goal. I don't like the idea that, like, there's people out there that can be better at something than me that I'm trying full-heartedly to be good at. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that mindset too. I mean, because if you give it your all, you're going to be the best, you know, you're going to become the best version of yourself and whatever that is, but you're going to, you know, go for it.
He made a statement once where he said that his goal isn't the UFC. The UFC is the stepping stone to the goal. What's the goal? To be a UFC world champion, more specifically, be the first Jewish UFC world champion. And so you're setting that goal all the way to the top. And so you get to the UFC, that's just another step on the, right?
I love it.
Yep. So, and I'm going to speak for him a little bit, but he said to me once, which you have to respect. He said, I said, dude, man, take some time off. He's like, not taking time off. I'm not sacrificing my diet. I'm not. You live like a world champion today. So you already have the last level world champion when that opportunity presents itself. I'm already there.
Yep.
I don't train like a world champion when they offer me a title shot.
this is going to be really niche, I guess really like niche quote, but I'm not sure if anyone knows who Dave Ramsey is.
Yeah, Dave Ramsey.
The finance dude.
See him
He
on
has-
TikTok sometimes here and there.
Yeah,
His
so
clips.
he has actually a really, really good quote where he says, live like no one else, you can live like no one else. That's in perspective of like finance and like live small and you know what I mean? Don't be going out buying stuff you don't need. So you can live like no one else in the future. You know what I mean? You can be really wealthy. You can have all the things you want. But I feel like that's a really good quote. And you can kind of relate that to fighting. Like live like no one else now. Don't go out. Don't party. Don't do all these things. Don't spend money on stuff you don't need. So you can live like no one else in the future. So you can be a world champion. So you can have achieved these great things. And I feel like the people who aren't totally committed to that, the people who aren't willing to live like no one else now, aren't going to live like no one else in the future.
Bro, you're 19.
Freaking nuts, dude.
Yeah, your maturity.
I was going out at 19, that's for sure.
Dude, you're 28 years old and you're still not that mature, which is
probably
just no, it's really true. No, Ryan's awesome. I love Ryan, but
I'll take
where
it.
does this sort
I'll
of
let Asher, yeah, no, I'm good. Let's hype
no,
up
but
Asher.
where does this sort of maturity and focus really come from at such a young age? Because in all honesty, most folks your age are not this mature or focused or as dialed in. In fact, you've made a lot of sacrifices to follow your dream. You're living in SoCal. You're now living in Vegas to pursue this dream. I mean, this is a big deal. You're making some huge life moves.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've had people that have taught me really well. Obviously, my parents, my dad, my mom. Also, big shout out to Chris Padilla, Taco. Taco's taught me so much. Like, more than any like particular fighting related thing, like, oh, how to throw a good switch kick or something. He taught me how to think about fighting, how to live fighting. Like, that's like a thing I feel like people don't do. There's a lot of fighters that they're really talented, but they don't live the sport. They don't live fighting. They don't live the game. Taco does that.
Well,
100%.
you said the word live, right? And I think this is a game that you have to live. You cannot play this game. And probably as a dad too, your dad's sitting there thinking, because I always say it like, you've chosen the toughest sport on the planet.
100%.
Yeah. I think we were literally like, I called him on my way back from training. I was going from training to the gym to do sprints. And I called him and I was listening to Dominic Cruz talk about like him retiring. And he was just saying like, he's so lost without fighting because it consumes your whole life. Like, it's not just like, oh, it's a hobby and now I don't have this hobby. Exactly. It's your identity.
Yeah.
It's your whole identity. And you sacrifice so much to be that fighter, to be that world champion, that when you're done, like, you don't have any of these other things. You don't have any life outside of that. You were a fighter. That was your whole identity. But like at the same time, you have to do that. Like, there's no other way to be. Someone else will. If you're not willing to live that, someone else will live like that. And then you're always going to be a step behind. Maybe you've trained longer than them. Maybe you're more talented than them, but they'll catch up to you eventually. Like, there's no way not to if you don't live the sport, if you don't breathe the sport.
Yeah, you can't just participate in this sport.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can't just dabble. You have to be all in. And I think, you bring up Taco, which we are just huge fans of Taco. He's UNF royalty and just human royalty, if you ask me, because
100%.
just the kind of man he is just amazing. But it was also really cool to see Taco's transformation inside the UNF cage, because there was a point where I looked at him as just a fighter for a minute, right? And no disrespect to him, but then something clicked in him where it all seemed to kind of come together. It was when his skill set and his mindset sort of came together and he just became undeniable and unstoppable.
Yeah.
So I have a great Taco story, which I think sums up Taco really well. So I used to do privates with him and like a few other people Sunday mornings, and we were like early. It was like 6 or 6:30. I don't quite remember, but like early in the morning. And after he beat Gulo for the title, he was walking out, like going to the doctor. I remember I ran over, congratulations, such a good fight. I was like, I'll see you in 2 weeks whenever you get back to training. He was like, no, I'll see you tomorrow in 5 hours because we have a private and you still have a fight coming up. So he literally didn't get any sleep. He went home, he took a shower, he ate food, he drove straight to Fight Science MMA, and I met him there at like 6:30 in the morning right after his fight because he was like, I already fought, I already won. I don't need rest. You have a fight coming up though that you need to win. So you need me to be there. So I'm there.
Fucking love Taco.
No one's as real as that, man.
Yeah.
Like that, he's the realest person I've ever met in fighting.
And imagine as a parent, right? And you're afraid of who your son's going to associate with
Of course.
in fighting
yeah.
and in these gyms. And a Chris Padilla shows up, who you go, this is the best human ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can trust him with my
Yep.
son. Like, he's a great parent figure also. He's getting his head straight. He's putting him in the right place. I was like, dude, we got lucky. Like, to my
Yeah,
wife, we
you're
got
blessed.
lucky. This Taco's amazing.
Yeah.
He's my family, 100%. Taco calls me, I'll do anything for that guy.
Yeah.
Anything.
Well, it's earned and deserved, right? Taco is one of those guys that even though now he's in the UFC and has experienced this amazing success that he has earned and deserved, he's always still accessible for us. Like, so if I've needed little things or people want signed UNF gloves from him or things like that, give back to the community, he's always there. Never says no.
He literally the amount of time that Asher goes, okay, what about this? What about this? We're talking about his upcoming fight. And Asher from his phone, he goes, study all this. And there was like, I don't know, 15 fights he wants them to study for them to go over together.
Yeah, like
you got some homework there, didn't you?
Seriously, yeah. But we'll send each other fights and stuff constantly. Love talking about fighting. And like he would like drive 3 hours out of his way to pick me up to go drive me to training, then like another 2 hours out of his way. Like while being a full-time fighter, while in the UFC, while trying to do all these like things for himself, like he would have a whole day of training himself, getting all ready instead of just going home, going to bed, which I'm sure he wanted to do.
Yep.
He would come back at night to teach a private for me. Like, and that's what I'm saying too with like living and breathing fighting. Like he lives and breathes fighting. Like everything, his whole life is consumed by it. He studies fights like no one studies fights.
Go ahead.
I know this is a podcast about Asher and we're talking about Taco, but at one point,
But
Asher,
isn't it one of the same, actually, if we're being honest?
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's where kind of I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Is that Asher trained so much, I couldn't convince him to get his driver's license. He didn't drive.
He's like, I can't go to the DMV today. I
He's
got
16.
training.
I'm like, I'll buy you a car. Maybe not a nice car, but I'll buy you a car and we'll cover the insurance. He was either Ubering everywhere, or I would get up, no joke, at 4 a.m. and drop him off by like 5:30. And I would I'd get in my office by 5:30, 6 in the morning, which I had no reason to be there that early. And then Taco would drive him everywhere else. Taco he was committed on a level to his growth that you go, what's in it for him? And it's because he's just a great human.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why I feel like the Taco story is so important is because I think it's also what you've done well, Asher, in my opinion, surrounded yourself with greatness.
Yep.
Right. And I think when I asked you why you're so mature, why you're this, why you're that, giving you your flowers, it's because you have a great family support network. But then you also have people like Taco Padilla who are truly in your corner. I mean, how important is it to have that positivity and someone that invests in you like that? Does that fuel you and drive you and inspire you even more?
100%. And I think like you are with the people you surround yourself with, right? So like if you surround yourself with people with limited goals and like that don't have the same goals as you in life, then that's going to influence you and that's going to affect you. And if you surround yourself with people that like have these big goals in life and are trying to achieve greatness, it will push you to want to achieve greatness too. Like as much as I love Taco and he's awesome, like also I want to try to be better than Taco. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
he wants you to be that, right?
Exactly. Like I'm going to try my hardest. You know what I mean? So like, that's a really good thing too, though, because that's gonna like he's really good, so I'm gonna have to get really good. You know what I mean? Like that drives me to be better as well in those scenarios. Because like, but we would have some crazy training days too. Like with what my dad was saying, like sometimes we would start training at 5:30, and my dad would drive me. We'd get up at 4 a.m. My dad would drive me to either my teammate Ken Fajardo or Bryce Olivius. I think they've both fought.
Yeah, we're familiar with those
I
guys.
like both those kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he would drive me to one of their houses, and then they would drive me over to training Jumpy kickboxing, and then we would like run at like 5:30 in the morning, start training at like 6 a.m. And then Taco would take me. We would go to like CMMA. I would train with Taco for an hour. Then we would train with like Chad George for an hour. Then we would do their fight team training. Then I would get back home. I would go lift weights. I would go do sprints. Like we would have the craziest training days. So like having that too, like I know I have that and I've done all of that. Like not that my days are really any less crazy now, but like knowing that I can do that like is really
Are you picking up on anything here, Ryan? Like
No, well, let's hear you say.
look at the smile on your face when you're talking about this hard work and what you're going through. A lot of people, well, I got to do this. Well, I got to do that. There's just like fucking little twinkle in your eye, bro. Like you could tell that you're passionate and inspired.
Yeah, as hard as training is, like I literally crawl out of my skin when I'm not training. Like you can ask my dad. It's like I can be unbearable to be around when I'm not training.
hold on.
No. It's not like he can be unbearable.
He is.
He's effing unbearable.
Yeah,
like,
it's
dude,
bad.
Where'd this effing mood come from? Like, holy shit. I gotta get away from him.
What-
Like,
But how did this all start? Like, what made you want to get into mixed martial arts to become a fighter?
Yeah, so I'll go back a topic then. So I was playing hockey.
Yeah.
We jump all over the
Yeah,
place.
we
on
did
this
that.
thing, bro.
You're good.
Feel
No,
free,
I think
bro.
it's important. Like, why?
Yeah.
When did you decide that?
we are all
Yeah.
ADD. We get it.
I I was playing hockey. Hockey was dope, really cool sport. I really liked it, but
Did you get any fights? On the
no.
hockey?
So
Oh,
that's kind of it. So the league, and the league was cool, and I really liked it and everything. But like they really like started cracking down like towards the later time of me being there of like, oh, you being aggressive and stuff like that, and you guys have to chill out, and I don't chill out well. And I was just getting super frustrated because I was like, man, we already can't check, and then like they're just like getting on, and like the rest would get on me every time I would like be aggressive and stuff, and I was like, I need to find something where I can be more aggressive. And my dad had already like I'd already watched some UFC fights and stuff with my dad, and he was always a fight fan, and I was like, I should try this. This would be really cool. So I started training at Gracie Jiu Jitsu. And then I didn't really like that because their whole like promotion system's like a card system. It's like you show up and they like check on your card and a check on your card and check on your card. You get enough checks on your card, you get a stripe, so on and so forth, till you get a belt. Doesn't make sense to me. Kind of not trying to shit on Gracie, but it's a really stupid system. It's not merit based whatsoever. And I just like I didn't like that. And then I was like, well, maybe let me do the adult class. And they're like, no, you can't do the adult class. So I was like, all right, I need to find something else. So I asked my dad, and he just like looked around, and we found Fight Science. And then I went to Fight Science for a while, a few years. And then I left Fight Science. I was training with Taco. I was training at Jumpy Kickboxing, CMMA. And then after that, that's when I decided to move out to Vegas. And I had gone out to Syndicate quite a few times.
Yeah.
And really, really liked it. So I was like, it's just fight capital of the world. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Vegas,
it's
100%.
insane. So I was like, this is something I need to do like for myself. Like if I want to be totally committed to this, then move away from home and like really, really focus on fighting.
So what along that journey though did you like, okay, this could be my career path type of thing? So first MMA gym you go to is Fight Science. Was it like a specific training session, or like did you go into like, hey, this is what I want to do with my life? Or was there like that turning point where like, all right, I'm gonna be a fucking fighter?
It was just like kind of just happened. Like I always wanted to have a fight because I was just like, it would be such a cool experience. You know what I mean? Like just, I like doing crazy stuff. I was like, that'd be an awesome experience. Let me just have a fight. And then I had a fight, and then I was like, I'm gonna do a few more. Why not have a few more?
Got
and
the
then I had
bug.
like another one. Then I was like, yeah, I'm probably just gonna do this.
I'm locked
probably
in
just gonna
now.
do this from now on.
And that was like my wife and I had that discussion when he left Gracie. I got on the phone and started calling every MMA gym in LA. And I said, I have this kid, he's young. He will not do well in kids classes. I got him in adult classes. They're like, yeah, he's too young. He's too young. And props to Ian Harris. He said, well, bring him by. Let's put him in the class. And if you're willing to sign off and let him get punched in the face,
I
we're
love
good.
Ian.
Sounds like something.
And they brought him, and he got punched in the face, and he loved every minute of it. And he said he can take all the adult classes.
Love it.
And I remember he says, I just want to do one fight, just one fight. And we're like, hey, my wife, yeah, that's, whatever.
Did your wife freak out though?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I
was,
remember I wanted to do like jujitsu tournaments or something back in the day. My mom wasn't even going for that.
No.
so my wife
No
still,
tackle football, no none of that. I want to do all that kind of stuff.
my
but-
wife still comes and goes, they're hiding. They're
Yeah,
hiding.
well-
they're hiding in the back with their eyes closed.
So we have relative people that fight, right? And so when anyone that my wife knows fights, she has to walk out. Like she can't watch.
They don't
Just
walk
crazy.
out, but they do hide. Like you can see, even his sisters are all, they're basically probably busy talking, right? And then after the second fight, he came back and said, I think I really, really want to do this. And we're like, okay, put the work in. And then after the third fight, it's like, this is my career. And at that point, I already knew. You could just see
You could
it.
just tell.
It was like that the shift had happened. And we're fortunate as a family. We homeschooled all three of our kids. So he was homeschooled. So there was just the time.
Yeah.
Right. So school could be flexible. And so any schedule he created for training worked with schooling. And so it just, but once that light went off, once that decision was made, it was 110%
Yeah.
instantaneously.
Yeah, we sit down, we get to meet a lot of fighters. We've had hundreds of fighters at this point who have come through the UNF doors, right? And there's not, I'd say there's only that like maybe 20 percentile, something like that, that truly have that passion, that drive.
like they
They
the fighting
want
is their
it.
identity.
Yeah, I think
100%.
some guys are just doing it. And then some guys like you, Asher, really freaking want it. And you
Yeah.
can see it.
I think there's fighters and there's martial artists, right? Like, and even on both sides, like there's nothing wrong with either, but there's people who fight because they just like to fight. And if it wasn't in a promotion, it would just be wherever, you know what I mean? That's just like, they'll just fight. And there's like martial artists who like really, really appreciate like the culture and everything that comes with it. Like one thing that, and I love about Muay Thai, and it's like why I'm so like still fight Muay Thai and so obsessed with Muay Thai, is the culture.
Yeah.
And I don't think MMA is quite there yet. We don't have the same culture around fighting that Muay Thai does. And I love the fight culture of Muay Thai. It's just like, I don't even know how to like put it into words, but like there's just so much to it. It's more than just like, there's no real just like, oh, I just like to fight and so I just punch people in the face. It's like a whole culture. It's a whole experience.
Yeah.
It's much more, I guess the word would be like intimate of an experience with like everyone really cares about it, because like it's like you could say the culture of Thailand is Muay Thai. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's based on respect also, right? If you think about it, and unfortunately, this is one of the unfortunate things, in my opinion, about MMA.
Yeah.
It's truly the entertainment business, right? I mean, you
Yes.
got to have entertained fights, and you know what really moves the needle are people getting into controversy with each other and things like that. But in Muay Thai, you don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, you really
They
like,
just want to see two savages go at it.
you really don't see two like, so like this is a pet peeve with me, and taking this from someone who like, I never wrestled in school, right? I struck before I was wrestling. Like, I cannot stand when you have like really good grapplers fighting and then people are just booing. Like me and my dad, we were at I don't remember what the number UFC card was, but Kai Asakura versus Pantoja. And I remember there was two amazing grappling fights there. There was Aljo and Ivalev, and there was Ian Gary and Shavkat. And both those had like some insane grappling exchange, like such high level. It was like amazing to watch. And there's people booing. And I was like, man, like that's like my thing with like the culture of it. Like if you go to like an actual Muay Thai show, no one's booing when people are clinching because they can appreciate it and they see the details and they enjoy Muay Thai. So like they look at the technique and like, even if like someone who doesn't really know what they're looking at is looking at it, they're like, you know what I mean? This isn't that entertaining. But if you know what you're looking at, you're like, wow, these guys are so good. This is so high level. But like, I feel like because it doesn't have that culture behind it in MMA yet, hopefully it does, you get a lot of people who are just like, oh, this is boring. And I'm like, man, no, these guys are so good. They're so talented. Like, if you knew what you were looking at, you would love it.
I'm guilty of that, Asher, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
because I'm just a fan.
95% of the other
No,
MMA
and
watchers.
this is where I consider myself very low level as a fan. Ryan, I always say he's an aficionado. Like if the grappling exchanges are high intensity and there's a lot of like moving part, a lot of stuff going on, I'm entertained by that. But if there's not, I don't know.
Well, I will say,
So I'm one of those
there
losers.
is lay-
But I don't boo. But I don't boo.
Like,
because
lay
I was
cry.
booing Basharat, holding Gianni down in the third round. Like that was
Yes.
fun to me.
Oh, yeah,
that,
we were booing that.
That warranted a boo, if you ask me. But
The-
Shavkat versus Ian Gary was great grappling and
there
exchanges.
there is lay and pray and it's boring. And like, I guess it depends how you judge stuff. But like, personally, I think of it like, think of two kids fighting in the bathroom at school. If one kid socks shit out of the other kid, but then the other kid grabs him and holds him down, who the kid's going to say won?
Yeah.
The kid that socked the shit out of the other kid in the very
Facts.
beginning. So like, if that's a fight, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't deal any damage, are you really winning? Like 100%. But like,
yeah.
yeah. So there's two sides to that. Like, there'll be people.
But
like,
at least I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'm with you a little bit. I would consider myself a couch expert. I'm definitely a couch expert. I like grappling. I like high level grappling. I think when you get to some of the true wrestlers who just lay heavy and do nothing, there's no ground and pound. I'm going to throw one strike every 4 seconds so they don't pull me off, and I'm just going to lay on top of them the whole time. That to me is boring.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate even great wrestling. But when we talk about casuals and booing, if you hate that, go watch Muay Thai, right? Or go watch both. But I think that MMA is catching up, and I think that the fans are catching up. They're becoming more knowledgeable, and I think that's due to a lot more people are training.
Yeah.
More people are getting in gyms.
Yeah. I try not to boo. I did boo in Gianni's fight though.
Oh, we were screaming at that TV, dude. We were going nuts. That second round, should have heard the words come out of this guy's mouth.
Well, but I'm personally invested. Like I'm sure you go nuts when you see Taco on the big screen.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
probably going nuts.
My heart was like fucking going crazy when Johnny was fighting, to be honest.
Taco drives me nuts though. Like he's so patient in the first round, you know that. And I'm like, he should do this. He should. Ryan's just like, shut up, dude. Like he's gonna.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was calling the elbow
but I'm
was
so
wrong through the
lame.
whole time. I
No,
saw
but
that
I'm so
shit coming.
lame. I'm just like,
Tell him about when he won his first fight. What happened in our living room?
Oh yeah. So when he won his first fight in the UFC, me and my dad went crazy. And we have two Chihuahuas that we like found. And one of them is very protective of my mom. And I guess we were too excited, and she just started biting her ankles. And we were like, ah! Like, yeah, she was going crazy. But yeah, it was
Taco says
amazing.
even how old is your grandma? Like 78?
Right, I don't know.
She lives
I'm
with
a
us,
bad-
right? But she's watching Taco's fight. She's Taco. Like, it's the funniest thing,
Yeah,
bro.
she had her
Yeah.
sisters over too. Just a bunch of older Israeli women just screaming for Taco,
Oh,
which
dude,
is great.
they
Love
freaking
it.
love him.
Yeah,
Not even like when I was at the Apex for his last fight, like the support was crazy. Like even like just in the building, like there's not many people at the Apex, and you could still hear people chanting Taco in the middle of the fight. Was like awesome. Like it was so cool.
Look, but he's gotten in there, and I think this is good for everybody. He's gotten in there, shows that he earned a spot, he deserves a spot, and he needs to be taken serious now. Like
100%.
that's what everyone needs to do every time they get in the cage, whether it's at the regional level or at the highest levels.
But it shows something else too. After Taco, after Gianni, it shows that people going from up next to the UFC got to be taken seriously too.
Dude, what's crazy if you think about it, look at who else we have sort of lined up coming next. You know, Anthony Romero, Arthur Artunian. And then you look at the guys that have just gone pro. You got Parga, Byron Valle. There's so many like lining up that in the next couple of years, it's going to be nuts.
I think it's. I mean, I think Vegas has a lot of great gyms, but I think as far as competition wise, how active Southern California is, like Southern California is the hub as far as competition for pro and amateur MMA. I know you got Tough Enough in Vegas, but really out here, like you got guys like that. Just they'll have 10-5 records out here, 10-4, 10-3, whatever that is, which the UFC probably looks at and they don't love it, but you might get a shot potentially. But they're going and getting 3-fight win streaks in the UFC and all that kind of stuff. I just think the talent and the system you go through out here as far as competing is just different than anywhere else. I mean, you be in Wisconsin, go 14-0, but then you find a 10-3 guy from LA, and it's different. It's different.
When Asher did his debut at Up Next, as you know, he trains at Syndicate. The coach from Syndicate was incredibly impressed, highly impressed with the show you guys put on, the level of talent that is there, the way you treat your amateurs. As you know, we want more of our fighters at Up Next. They see the value in it. And what you're putting out there is an incredible product.
Yeah,
incredible.
I think that's one of our areas we have to improve as a promotion too, because we've got to work with gyms like Syndicate more often and expand outside of, you know, California. Running a promotion, I don't think everybody kind of sees what's behind the curtain, all the inner workings of what it takes to be successful. So we're really working. We think this 2026 is going to be our blowout year. But one of the things that you were saying too is like, for us, we've always believed in treating, and we hate calling amateurs, we call them rising stars, treating everybody sort of the same. Because if you look at the quote unquote amateurs that fight it Up Next, they look like pros, right? If you're in another state outside, you're thinking you guys are pros.
Yeah.
Nothing about your debut did you look like an amateur.
Besides shin guards,
except for the shin guards that you
that's
had to
really the
wear,
only thing.
that you didn't want to wear. Your dad's like, does he have to wear the shin guards? Like,
Hopefully not this time. Hopefully not this time.
we'll
Just
see.
saying.
The commission is
Hopefully.
cracking down on that stuff. But I wouldn't say there was one person in that place of those 2,000 people that were there that thought you were an amateur.
Asher sits in a room at Syndicate with, you know, on their he trains with their pro team. I don't know how many people are on the floor at one time, but 20 to 50 or more. And people say, "You're an amateur?"
Yeah.
Like, oh, and we're what promotion are you fighting under? Oh, I gotta check that out. Like, they're really surprised that the level of talent that these kids have, and they're fighting at a promotion like Up Next, going, wow, this is something you need to pay attention to, because they're putting out pro level fighters that are one, two fights in.
Yeah. That's where I give this guy huge props, because you very seldom see guys, you know, fighting on our cards that you're kind of like, oh, they look like an amateur, you know? So he's recruited, I believe, some of the best talent, and doing great matchups.
Yeah,
too.
no, I think our Rising Stars roster is just heads above every other amateur promotion in a humble way. But we've tried to get the best up and coming guys that are turning amateur, and they're obviously keeping up pro with us. But yeah.
Well, and I think what's great, you know, working with you, Asher, too, is like the second you do go pro, it's not going to be anything quote unquote different, right? Like except you're going to be doing those knees and those elbows, right? Nothing's going to be different for you.
Yeah, I mean,
The bright lights, everything.
gets you used to the big show like right off the bat, which is like, I remember just like before we were the podcast was live and stuff, we were saying like a lot of other amateur promotions are like really ghetto and stuff. And like, you guys aren't. Like, you guys give a big show feeling to people who are just starting out. Like, you can be so used to the bright lights, the interviews, all of this right off the bat. So by the time you get there, it's polished. Everything's nice already.
I'm glad you said that, because that's kind of how we did it by design. And that's why we do content day. Tomorrow's content day, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why we do the interviews and we do all this stuff, because we want to prepare you guys for the big show until we're a big show. You know what I mean? We have bigger dreams and aspirations than where we're at today. But for now, we want to be pushing people to the UFC, to those big shows where people can be making the big money and, become, recognized around the world.
Yeah, but it's cool. I think we, even on our podcast with Taco, he said how much, kind of our system, what we do, got him ready for when he got the call and doing the interviews and all that stuff. It's like, first call day he came here, he's probably nervous, didn't know what he was saying on the fucking mic. But, after the first, second, third one, then, us trying to give a big show feel, he's like, fuck, I felt like I was already there before. You know what I mean? So, we don't, we want to be the best we could be. So I feel like that is something we have to be doing, but we also don't have to be doing all this. It's not like it's making us more money or doing it, but it's helping us build our brand and it's good for us. But part of it is we really feel like the athletes deserve it, to be honest.
Well, if you want, sorry.
I don't know if you remember this, but we went to a fight. I think we were there to watch Taco. I could be wrong, where you guys let Asher come into the cage.
We were there to watch Lance Martinez, but his fight got pulled.
Right. And so you let him give the award to, it was Dee's cousin, right?
Yeah, DC.
Oh.
Yeah, Derek Chapman.
And I remember just the way you were treating the fighters, and it was like, he's making his debut here. And I don't know how old you were, but
I remember where you were sitting too. You were sitting right by the walkway leading into the cage.
And,
no, I totally remember.
And I was my mind was made up. This is where he's going to fight. Like, I knew it right in the beginning. It didn't matter where he lived, because I saw what you were doing for the fighters. And, the promotion is part of the team.
100. So when we're talking about support networks, right? You have your family, you've got your coach, but I also feel promotion needs to be a support network also. And that's where we get frustrated with quote unquote other promotions, where they're just putting on shows, where fighters are just sort of a number and things like that, where we don't feel that way. We feel like we have to be a beneficial part of their journey. And I think that's, what we need to be doing if we want to work with gyms like Syndicate and want them to send their fighters and some of these other bigger gyms. You know what I mean? That's what we need to do. We want to be that place where everybody wants to fight with us. They'll fight somewhere else if they have to, but if there is a choice to be made, we want that choice to be us, which fortunately you guys made.
Yeah, excuse the rude analogy, but for like a lot of promoters and fighters, it's like a pimp and a whore. Like, it pretty much is. Like, you're a whore and you're just getting pimped out. They're like, hey, go fight this person.
Chris, we have our
go fight this
soundbite
person.
for this podcast right there.
We also have the thumbnail, pimps and whores. Just doing that.
No, but you know what I love about, and again, I'm giving you your flowers, and I believe about shouting people out, but I mean, to be 19 years old and really have this understanding of the landscape, it's really good for you to see that, because it's really true. Yeah. It's really true.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you as an athlete have a huge burden on your shoulders, right? When you have such a support network and you have so many people invested in you, does that put a burden on your shoulders? Like, so much has been done for me. Do you want to
I guess maybe it could in a sense. I feel like, I don't only fight for like all my own personal like reasons stuff. I feel like I have a lot bigger reasons for fighting, right? I want to represent my family, my culture overall, right? Like my people, like it kind of takes that away, because like there's no real reason. I guess I said this after my last fight, was like, I have no, like with my whole culture having gone through what it's gone through, like I can't really be like scared of stuff like this. It can't really like, you know what I mean? Like weigh me down. Like I'm so lucky to be able to do this just to begin with, that like, how can I look at this and like, how can I go walk out to fight for you guys and be like scared to go walk into that cage? Like, it's such a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, of course you're nervous or whatever, but like, man, like when I'm going out to fight, I'm just like, man, like I get to do this is crazy. Like, this is awesome. The fact that I'm here right now and doing this is like, I've already won. You know what I mean?
Well, also, man, you've dealt with a lot of, I think, online hate and haters because you're Jewish, right?
Yeah.
And I think with the world and all the different things going on, I think I compliment you to stand strong, about your culture and who you are. Because a lot of people would potentially hide that to avoid any controversy or any, you know, keyboard warriors coming at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly funny too, because like of course everyone has their views and I have my opinions. No, I don't. No one needs to know. Like, in my opinion, doesn't matter. You don't care. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just like, it's crazy that like you like you can get so much hate for literally just being Jewish. Like, I'm not saying anything crazy. I ain't some crazy political figure out there.
Yeah.
I literally, it just says in like my Instagram bio, it's just like Hebrew hammer,
Yeah.
Jewish flag, like Israeli flag, American flag. And I'll just have like the most like crazy random DMs. Like, I had one person commenting on a post like a while back. I was still like, I think I was like 16 or something. Like, and he commented on a fight poster. And he said, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but it was something, he said something along the lines of like,
I'm gonna
find you and come kick
your
your ass or something. And I was like, first off, that's just, you're retarded, because it says where I'll be on what date, at what time, where on the car you're gonna find me.
And call my dad.
Congratulations.
He'll sell you a ticket.
Yeah, I was like, bro, like tickets are $55. I have them. Reach out.
Use my name at checkout.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I am Jewish, so please use my name at checkout. I mean, you know, I still make my percentage off your hate. But yeah, it's just like, it's crazy. People say crazy stuff, but you can't really care. Anyone will get hate for all sorts of things. I mean, I think Taco put it up just the other day. Like, I know he called out, I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
The guy from Tajikistan.
Yeah, so
I got hate over that too.
Yes, now he got some angry Tajikistan people like like, hey, we'll fuck you up or whatever. Like, so you'll get hate for anything.
All I did was on the post,
these days.
you know, Taco was calling out the guy from Tajikistan. I had some very close friends from Tajikistan, by the way. And all I did was put the little taco emoji, and then people are calling me a clown. And, and you know what I did? I liked it. I just liked it because I learned that from Albert Morales, because I used to get like spun up. And Albert's like, you know, dude, when you get the haters, just like it, heart it, just, you know, don't even pay attention. And I've learned like online, that's really what you need to be doing.
You can't win on the internet because here's the amazing thing. Anyone can say anything.
Yep.
And you're not face to face. They don't have to confront you. They can just say anything. And you see that all the time, right? People online, especially in the fight game, talking crazy. They see their opponent face to face. They're shaking hands. They're so cool. They're all nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that's the horrible thing about the amazing and horrible thing about the internet. Like, you can just say anything at any time.
Yeah.
And no one can really hold you accountable. So
But I always look, because when I look at the accounts, it's like following 3,000 people and zero followers.
Yeah, it's just scam.
Bot,
Yeah, I just freaking.
Or they're just like
cracked up.
fucking private or something, you know, like where it's like.
I always wonder, like, we just had Sabrina on the podcast too, and we're just like talking about it. Like, these people have just way too much time on their hands. What are they doing with their lives? And then what also possesses someone to just spew hate to someone for no reason?
Insecurity.
Someone that hasn't done anything to you.
Insecurity.
Like, yeah, so no
Their
matter
own
what my
insecurity.
political or my beliefs are, I never would spew hate to somebody just because they're a certain religion or certain race. So I just think it's sad that people even engage in that kind of shit.
I have a theory,
Okay.
and it's my theory, and probably wrong. And he'll tell you I'm completely wrong. Trust me.
Give us a sound bite, though.
But here's my theory. I think when people see other people they may not agree with, but are living their best life, or they view it as their best life, and they're pursuing some huge goal, and they're not shy about that goal,
Yep.
and they're putting out the work they're putting into, it's really, I always feel it's not about the hate they're putting out toward the other person, it's the internal hate that they don't want to face. And so I'm not going to admit I hate myself, or I hate where I'm, the place I'm in, or I'm not making the effort to be somewhere else I really want to be. So I'm going to hate on them. That's easier than changing myself.
Looking yourself in the mirror. Yeah,
And
I totally.
No, I totally agree with that. Like, if I'm happy, I'm successful, I don't have the time to hate on someone else, nor the desire, right? Like, no, I think you're onto
I
something.
think there's
with
also like you never really meet a hater that's doing better than you,
I tell
right?
people,
Like
yep.
most of the time, no one that's doing a lot better than you is going to really be the hater or the one talking shit on social media. It's always the guys that don't have a life or whatever.
I
it may
would say
be.
if you call me an asshole, dude, I'm successful. I've won. Like if you don't like me, dude, I've won. And I'm not saying I want people to dislike me, but if you're gonna dislike me because of my religion, or because I have a big beard, or because I drive a truck, or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
I've won.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it just bothers me that the world is like that in a way. I get it. I'm very a very respectful person, so I just find it like just lame that people fucking do that shit.
I think people,
Especially you being
Yeah.
16, that's the other line that shouldn't be crossed when you're screwing with a 16-year-old. Like, come on.
Yeah. No, that's where it's just like,
Yeah.
society. I mean, the world's just in a fucking weird place overall. I think ever since COVID, just left and right, just fucking
I think
crazy
like
shit.
it's like I don't think opinions matter. I think intentions matter more than opinions. Like if we disagree completely on whatever this topic is, whatever the politic is, right? We totally are on opposite spectrums. But I think you think that because you think it's the best thing. You know what I mean? That was like too many thinks, if that makes any sense. But like, I believe you have the best intentions with it. Like, I don't have to agree with you. And like, I feel like we've
Well
lost
said.
that. Like,
Well said.
I don't agree with probably tons of people I train with, but they're amazing people and I love them nonetheless. And I'm sure they have the best intentions, which whatever their opinion are. And I would hope they think the same as me. You know what I mean? Like,
And they're entitled to that, right? And
Exactly.
it doesn't mean that you have to agree. Like my wife and I love her to death. But we have opposing views on how to handle certain things and this and that in the world. And I respect the way that she looks at things and how she chooses, as she respects the same way that I do. Like, it's just crazy to me that people just don't have that same mutual respect.
that's exactly how it should be, right? Like I shout out like Jonathan Powell and Arsalan, like they're both Muslim. Do we probably agree? And like even like on a religious basis, like we literally disagree on like how the world works on a religious
Yeah.
basis. But I love those guys and they're amazing to me and they're such good people that like so what if we disagree? Like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? They're amazing human beings and I respect them
That's
for
right.
that.
Yeah. No, I love
Well, that's
that.
what makes you a really good person. You know what I mean? That you don't see color, you don't see religion, you see the person and you see their actions. And I think that's, you know, what the world needs to be. You know what I mean? Again, a religion or race or what doesn't define who you are as a person.
100%.
You know.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, when I told you, I started, so my athletic career was cycling.
Is that where you failed professionally?
That's where I failed
Okay.
horribly.
Quickly, first day is what you said. No? Or?
Just as a professional, just down the drain.
We were called Neo Pros. We raced in the US. We did really, really well. Raced the Euros. We didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Yeah.
Came home embarrassed. But fast forward, started a cycling team. And what I realized about cycling is it looked a lot like me. It was just everyone was like me. So we decided to start a cycling team that everyone didn't look like me. They didn't come from the same place I did. We were a ragtag bunch of misfits. And we crossed every demographic, every spectrum, everything. And part of the reason for doing it was, and we had an open door policy. Come to my house. You want to come for a Friday night dinner? Open door. And we had a lot
Shabbat
of
shalom.
people show up,
Shabbat
right?
shalom.
Yep.
And part of that was for my kids.
Yep.
Was these are people that in our daily interaction, we may not interact with on an intimate level, but we were bringing them into our home. We were dealing with them for years and years and years. We got to know all these people and they became our family. And so I think it did help when my kids got older that they were already exposed, that we were outside of our own community. And I think that's where he gets a lot of it from. And it was that team was a lot of work. I promoted bike races. I know what that takes. It's not fun. But the people that we got to interact with makes all the
Made
difference.
it all worth it, right?
Yeah, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And then your kids carry it on.
Yep. Well, no, I love that. And I you know Fedya, right?
Who?
Fedya, do you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Fedya is, you know, Armenian, and then he fought a guy that was from Azerbaijan, and those countries are like mortal enemies or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was some hate going online before their fight, and it was just amazing how those two sort of came together to try to unify people. You know what I mean? And told people, look at us for who we are, not the countries that we're from, right? And the differences
And that's
we
exactly
may
how
have.
it should be, you know, like
Yeah, I was very proud of them to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
and
that
to
was
send that
amazing to
symbolic
see.
message. They embraced in the cage, and it was just so amazing.
Be above the moment.
Yeah.
Definitely be
Yeah.
above the moment.
Yeah, again, it's just, world's crazy, man. World is a crazy place. I'm sure everyone says this at the time they're living, but I feel like we live in like one of the craziest times.
No, he's pretty old now, so he's been around a couple times,
Whatever.
and he says right now the world's in a weird place, right? Like the
I do
weirdest it's
believe
been.
I'm 57, right? How old are you?
Older.
Okay. So in my time, I think it's the craziest, weirdest time ever, in my opinion. You know, but
I fully agree.
Let's just say he's a whiz with a typewriter for how old he is. So.
I remember the
he's
typewriter,
really-
bro. When I started my business, it was like on a
I
type.
could do 40 plus words a
Bro,
minute.
it's funny how it's like changed. Yeah. So your plans, right? So you're gonna fight March 21st.
Yes.
What can your opponent expect from you? What can the fans expect?
Just leaving it all in there, like leaving it all out there in the cage. Like,
Are we gonna
just,
see those knees again, bro? Like your those knees
those,
are like highlight reel knees, bro.
Always expect the knees. Always expect the knees, the kicks, a jab. Like, I'm not too flashy. I just like strong fundamentals. I feel like that's what makes or breaks good fighters. You know what I mean? The very highest level, you don't even see that many flashy fighters. You see super strong fundamentals, and just always expect that, both striking and grappling wise. I feel like I have really strong fundamentals, and that's what's going to win me fights.
So you said he pieced you up previously in some sparring.
Yeah, 100%.
How did he piece you up? Where was he the dominant guy, and how's that not going to be the same this time?
Just everywhere. He was kicking my legs off, hitting me with the jab. He was moving nice, but I think we've definitely gotten.
You got a plan,
I think
don't
I've definitely
you?
gotten better since then.
But
So.
I love stories like this. Like, you know, like I love when, because I don't know, I want to say I'm revengeful, but if someone gets me, like I want to get them back, or like I'm going to work to become better than that version that when they got me. So I love this, like a year later, and you want this. I'm really excited now for the fight. Makes me even a little more excited.
Yeah, no, and 100% respect to him. He wasn't like an asshole about it or
No,
anything.
for sure.
But like, yeah, no, he definitely pieced me up pretty good. And I was like, after that, I was like, all right, I gotta figure this out. But I feel like I have. So I feel like I figured it out like at the
do
time.
you talk to him at all, or like did you guys?
I talked to him like really briefly, like the other day.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just saw he posted like, oh, the fight's confirmed. So I was just like, hey man, super excited to fight you. And he was super respectful. So yeah, he's a cool guy. And again, like we have a lot of mutual friends and stuff. So nothing but respect. But like also, I'm gonna try to smash your face and you're gonna do the same thing to me. And we'll hug it out afterwards, you know? So
Love it, man. I love it.
I don't know if you kind of take it fight by fight, but if you have a great performance March 21st? Like what are you looking at next?
well, obviously a title shot. Whoever I have to fight and however many fights I have to get there.
Ooh,
A title shot.
Ryan.
That's the goal.
We've been
That's
talking. Don't worry,
that's
me and the
goal right
manager have
now.
been talking. We know what's going
Okay.
on.
All right. You know the manager, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. We're tight. Yeah, but I think, listen, get through March 21st. You're definitely on the right track. Then go out there, have a spectacular performance. That puts you right in that, probably one more fight and then could be right there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that you'd want to fight next?
I don't even really know.
Yeah.
I know obviously the champ, right, Arshag is going pro. I heard him say. So I guess vacant title. So whoever you guys want me to fight.
Okay. My brain's not braining at this exact moment. I don't know
I was
who.
like,
Duck, no fades.
Yeah, I love it.
Duck, no fades. Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Dom from Syndicate and Taco. Same people got last time. Good team. And yeah.
The most important question: what's your after fight meal, bro?
See,
I know it's not like in and out because you're
ribeye.
kosher, bro.
this is about to be really disappointing for you guys.
Okay.
So, I've probably had a really strict diet for like the past 4 years. I haven't had like processed sugar since I was 13, so 5 years now, plus change. Yeah, I pretty much eat like the exact same thing every single day for the past 4 years. I'm not even joking. Like people don't
Tell them
believe
what
me.
it is.
Yeah, so like I'll eat I have berries, I have rice cakes, I have ground beef, I have rice, I have eggs, like I have yogurt, I have like raw honey. It's like literally the exact same thing I eat every day because I got my macros all dialed in.
Yeah.
I have it all on the app. I know like I have like my cutting meals, which is just like slightly changed. I have my meals when I'm out of camp. I'm trying to put on some size, put on some muscle. And I've literally eaten the exact same thing.
Tell me
for, like,
there's like not one single cheat meal in the last 4 years?
No.
That's
Whoa,
crazy,
bro.
Right.
How are you so
It's
disciplined?
It's painful to watch. It's painful. Like, dude, and it's the same thing. 4 years in a row, the same dinner, ground beef and rice every meal.
Yeah.
And it's not just ground beef; it's special
Shabbat
ground
dinner
beef.
is very
Yeah,
boring.
it's
That's
like-
all I'm saying.
It's like 93%, 93.7, grass-fed,
Wow.
grass-fed ground beef. Yeah.
Listen, bro, you're doing, although I would never want to be doing that myself, you're doing all the right things. You know what I mean? And that's really all you can
No,
do.
you seem like you're living a really clean life. Like I know you're not of age to even drink yet, but do you even drink?
No. Me and my dad used to, he gave me a very healthy like palate for alcohol when I was little. Like he would let me try stuff.
Yeah.
And total respect to him too, because he would let me like have a sip of something if I wanted to try
Yeah.
something. I never was like, oh, I'm gonna go steal alcohol. Because like if I wanted to try something, I just had to ask him. Like I just like, hey, could I have a sip of that? And he would let me. But it's been years.
Well, that
since
backfired
then, so.
on my family, but yeah, that didn't go so well on in our family.
Well, this would have to sneak behind your back drinking.
I'll tell you what the trick for us was. He could have some. He could have some beer or some whiskey. I'm a whiskey guy. Was you had to give me something back. Meaning, what do you taste? What kind of flavors are you pulling out of this? Is it sweet? Is it not sweet? Do you taste honey? Do you taste currants? Right. And so he had to think about it. So it became more an exercise of taste than alcohol.
You're such a better parent than I am.
You did okay.
No, like,
Okay.
no, I was like, I would be like, he's like, what do you taste? It's not, I'd be like, are you buzzed? Are you buzzed? Like, no.
Like ready for another shot?
Yeah, you ready for another
Let's
shot,
go.
son? Like, yeah. No.
Jose, better he gets drunk with you than without you beforehand.
Yeah,
so.
that's like, but like I'm not like I barely even drink anymore. But when I was like probably like younger 20s to like mid 20s, definitely more of my drinking days. But I think all that preparing got me where I would never get like sloppy drunk or whatever just because you got me prepared and build a high
There you go.
tolerance.
That's.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank
Actually,
you.
I don't know if I did a good job there. So that remains to be determined.
It's all good. But yeah.
He fills his time when he's not drinking with mobility and sprints, and right, he's just filling it with training.
Listen, I actually love it. I just feel like,
no, dude, I wish I was doing that
again,
kind of shit.
I'm giving him his flowers. I don't want to make this like, let's suck up to Asher Day or anything, but
That's
at
okay,
this
don't worry about
age,
it.
no, at this age to be this disciplined is really important. I think the one thing you have to be careful of is burning out, right? Like, will this become too much? Like you hear about Olympic athletes who train all their lives and then at whatever age quit because it became too much. You know what I mean?
so
Like that's the
We
one
talk about this.
factor that I would.
My parents are on me about that all the time.
Yeah.
That is our constant struggle. I've never had trouble like doing the extra thing, doing the extra training session when I didn't want to, pushing myself when I didn't want to, giving 100% when I was really tired. I have a lot of trouble doing the opposite. Like taking a day off kills me. I can't, like, I hate the idea that like someone else is training and I'm not. That drives me crazy.
He's here and not training. I'm surprised that we didn't have a little bit of a bad attitude.
Well, the good thing is this is part of your journey, right? Because from this, the fans and people will get to know you. You'll get that content. So this has to kind of fit in to be sort of a piece of your training, right?
This is how committed he is to training. We didn't tell my daughters that he was coming into LA and they haven't seen him in a while. And I would have left Vegas. We're in Vegas yesterday. I would have left at 5 p.m., been home at 10 o'clock, right? He had to go to training. So we didn't leave Vegas until 10:40 at night.
Oh, wow.
We didn't get home till 3:30 because we drove my
love
wife's
it.
Tessler. We had to recharge it.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
So like we're literally going on 4 hours sleep because he wasn't going to miss training.
Yeah, whatever I can do to not, like when we were flying out to the UK for that fight, like what time was our flight? I don't even know what time we left, but I remember I got up at 3 a.m. to get to the gym by like 3:20 a.m. to lift weights before we had to catch our flight because like I wasn't about to miss it. So anything I can do to not miss
So
training.
let's talk
I always
about
do.
it. How was that experience fighting in the UK?
Insightful, very insightful, very different. It's like, I mean, a different country, so makes sense, but like, it's not, things are not run the same. I was very surprised by how it was. And then also you have to understand favoritism. There's going to be favoritism. Like for transparency, I lost that fight. I really thought I won that fight. There was like, just like a lot of things I felt like was like, oh, this is what it's like fighting when like, you are definitely not the favorite. Like everyone's looking out for your opponent, you know what I mean? Versus you, but very insightful. And I'm glad I did it, and lesson learned. And I'll do it again. And this time I'll be much more prepared. But it's a good thing I did it now, like do it before it actually really matters. Like right now, I go home, I go, oh, I felt like I won that fight, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just book a fight right after it and I'm just going to fight again, Just go right back to training versus like, man, that's I just got dropped from the USC. That's the end of my career. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, I try to stay as active as I possibly can. I had 6 fights last year. Shooting for 8 this year. That's the goal. So
How many
staying
MMA
active.
fights do you want to do this year? Are you going to do a mix of kickboxing and MMA?
Yeah,
or are you
yeah.
gonna...
I'm hoping for like 4 or 5, maybe 4 and 4, something like that. Maybe even get 9 fights in there. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Come
as
on,
many
Ryan.
as I
That's how-
can.
well, we're good,
Well,
bro.
look, we got
Well,
March 21st,
Yeah,
barring any injuries. Then we got May 9th coming up after that.
I'll be there for that.
Boom.
I'll be
May
there for that.
9th, May 9th
100%.
the date.
May 9th, yeah.
I'm marking it down.
Yeah, I got
We're going into contract with the venue shortly, so but
Okay.
make
Well,
it
you know,
tentative, but it should be.
Yeah, we'll let you know as soon as it's finalized. But
Yeah, that's gonna be a
most likely
huge freaking card. Like we just started announcing your card.
Yeah, I saw that
yesterday.
the other day. Yeah,
You
But we got some big fights for your card also.
You find him an opponent. He'll be there.
yeah. I got even trying to do a USMTO, TBAs. Those are both 2 Muay Thai tournaments, and try to hopefully get some more after that. So just like staying busy, staying consistent, just like fighting and building that experience, because as much as I can get before I go pro is like it's just money in the bank.
Let's say the cards line up exactly as you guys have planned. When is that pro debut, do you think?
That's a really good question. I have no clue. Like I just got to feel it.
Got it.
I just want to feel it. It also really depends what my coaches think. I think there's a not even a skill level, but a presence you get from pros. And that's one thing like my coaches have told me, like there's like something like with like good pro fighters, there's like a presence, like a aura, for lack of a better word, and like you know it when you have it. You know it when you have it, and you might not know before, and it might come like this, and it might take a really long time to come. So just when I feel like I've reached that.
Yeah. Do you feel like your coaches are really aligned on the same page? Your coaches at Syndicate and Taco, are they usually pretty aligned, or are they not always so aligned?
No, they're pretty aligned.
Yeah.
There's obviously there's a lot of coaches at Syndicate. It's a huge team. There's a lot of coaches at Syndicate. So I only work with probably like particularly like half of them, really, not even like 1/3 of the actual coaches. So like the coaches I really, really work with are pretty aligned with Taco.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, Syndicate's like, and that's one thing I have to say I do like about Syndicate is like when we're training, we'll have 5 coaches on the mat at like any given time. So like there's always someone to ask a question to. There's always someone who can pay attention to you and not be distracted. And same thing even at my Muay Thai gym, Pinto. For like, we have a way smaller room and probably the same amount of coaches too there. So like you get a lot of attention on you, on what you're doing, making sure you're doing things right. If you have a question, like you really have like, there's always someone to ask. There's always like enough coaches, because that's one thing that can be like a problem, especially with big gyms and there's like one coach. It's like no one's really paying attention to you. You're kind of just doing your own thing, and like you could be doing it totally wrong and you might not know.
Yeah.
Put this out there. When Asher moved to Vegas when he was 18 and technically still in high school, and part of my wife and I were discussing it. I thought it was he had to go. I saw the interactions that he had at Syndicate. He researched Muay Thai gyms. We found Pinto. When he went into those rooms, you could see his level just increase.
Rise. Yeah.
No one wants to send their 18-year-old kid away. Obviously,
I would have
college.
Yeah.
No, you would not.
We didn't want to see him go. I didn't. I mean, I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
I spent every single day with him. We were in the car at 4 in the morning. I mean, again, I'd sacrifice anything to make sure he reaches his dream. So that was a hard thing. But you could see not only the growth in him as an athlete, but as an adult. And best decision he made, best decision I think my wife and I made for his career. You asked the question about when he goes pro. Only he can make that decision. I have some thoughts of my own. I think he's gonna have a shorter amateur career than I think he probably would want. My guess is he's gonna have a hard time finding opponents eventually, and you might just have to go pro because no one's willing to step in there, or you're gonna be traveling a lot. The only thing that can change that, when he has the UNF title, if you're going to want to get it, you're going to have to get through him, right? A couple defenses. I think it'll speak for itself when that happens. But again, in the end, it's his choice.
Yeah.
His choice and his coaches. I don't make that decision. When he makes it, I'll make that path for him. I'll pick up the logistics. I'll make sure it's smooth. I'll take care of the flights. I'll take care of the contracts. I'll do all of that. But the decision, all his.
Yeah, no, I think he has to feel good about it and ready for it.
Yep.
And you're so young right now too. I don't think there's no rush.
No.
Yeah, you got
But I will tell you,
the
all
babyface assassin
all
over
of
there for
our-
sure, bro.
all of our champs, the Rising Stars champs
Crazy.
that have defended the title more than twice, I have a strong feeling they'll all be on the UFC's radar in their first 5 to 6 to 7 pro fights. So
Yeah.
if you defend that belt twice, I think that's when you know you're kind of ready. Well, that's my like metric for all the champs. I mean, if you really look at all of them.
Yeah, no, I think you've brought up a good crop of rising stars that have now gone pro. I mean, Byron Valle, Pargev, you look at these guys
Yeah.
and they speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the opportunity to go train at the PI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's getting. I mean, you go to Syndicate and you see who comes to visit Syndicate.
Well,
all
is there
the-
a bigger gym on the planet than Syndicate? If you really think, I mean,
I don't know.
when I
Top
say
team,
bigger,
probably,
Yeah,
I don't mean
top team,
size.
Spain Couture, but I mean,
But, no, yeah, Syndicate
even
is-
it's one of the top 5, let's say,
100%.
and
yeah.
and who's sitting in the bleachers, right? And that matters. Who's watching you train? I've heard people go, "Is that your kid, dude?
Mhm.
How old is he?" I'm like, "Oh, he's only 19."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
There's like, so they're asking the question. I don't know who they are. Maybe I should be finding out, but they are paying attention. And so sometimes the decision's made for you. We've had this discussion. What if the UFC does call and you're 21 or you're 22, or you're 23 when you say you really want to go when you're 20, 25? Do you say no? Can you say no? It's a hard discussion, a hard thing to figure out.
Yeah, but only he and his coaches will know
Exactly.
when that time is right. Like you hear Albert Morales talk about it, right? He got into the UFC, he was too young.
Yeah.
You know, now he looks back like, I'm the right guy, but just it was the wrong time.
It's also, you just never know too, because Albert's like, oh fuck, I'm not ready for the UFC. I want to wait for the right time. They may never call you again
Yeah.
either. You know, so
Exactly.
there
Yeah.
is that thing of like,
That's what I say. Right?
Yeah.
You say I'm not a contender series kind of fighter, but they call you for a contender series fight, and you go,
Well, the UFC is a 800-pound gorilla. Let's be honest. So
100%.
you don't want to be that person that says no to them. You
don't.
want to be a company man in
Yep.
a sense. So it is a tough business,
It is.
man.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
for that's exactly why, like, I want
Stay
to make
ready.
sure I get my amateur route, like, good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Get as many fights as I can so that, like, if I do go pro and I get that call, like, I am ready no
But
matter
look-
when it is.
Look, I think you got to follow Pargev's model. And once said Pargev basically cleaned out the flyweight division. There was nothing left for him to do. We couldn't find him opponents, this and that. And he knew that it was that time, right?
Yeah,
He got
100%.
it wasn't even
tons
that
of
too. Like,
experience.
it was like all the other top guys in the state were just declining it.
Yeah.
You know, kind of the vision you have for Asher. When you get to that point, I believe it's time to go pro for
Yeah,
sure.
and it also depends on your evolution. Pargev started where, honestly, he grew up with us pretty much. He came in his first couple fights, just a total one-dimensional wrestler, in my opinion, and then just became the full freaking package. So I'm kind of really looking forward to you to be able to showcase all of that because you already come in
Pretty well-rounded.
well-rounded,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that was definitely something I was trying to show, like, right off the bat, because I know everyone's like, oh, he's a Muay Thai fighter, he's a Muay Thai fighter, he's a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah.
Like, I am a Muay Thai fighter, but, like, also, like, I've been grappling longer than I've been fighting Muay Thai. You know what I mean? Like, I've been grappling longer than I've been striking. So I might have taken more naturally to one thing or the other, but, like, I think I'm a pretty good grappler, and I'm definitely trying to still improve that as well as my striking. But, like, yeah, just showing, like, hey, I can grapple, like, and I will choose to grapple, and I will try to grapple you, like, I know, I'm sure, oh man, I feel bad now. I'm forgetting my opponent. That's
Ethan?
opponent's name. Yes, sorry, Ethan. Like, I know, I'm sure Ethan came in there, like, I know he did Taekwondo, a lot of Taekwondo. He was thinking, all right, we're about to have a striking match. You know what I mean? And that's why as soon as he threw a kick and I caught it, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wrestle him. Like, and that's why I did that first round, because I was like, let me just do this right off the bat. And even if I don't get that takedown now, I'm gonna try to wrestle him. I'm putting my weight on him. You know, he's having to catch his balance, and I'm pulling on him. I'm trying to make him tired. Like, I know in that first round, I even heard when I was rewatching with the commentators, they were like, oh, I jumped the Darce too late. I was waiting to hear the clapper. Like, I jumped it because I was waiting for how long do I have left. I don't want to jump a Darce, get stuck on the bottom, maybe lose a round, you land some good ground and pound or something, it looks bad. So I literally was listening for the clapper of like, I'm just going to stay heavy on his neck. I'm going to knee him a bit. I'm going to make him tired. And then I know when I got to that next round, I was like, I'm fresh. And he just had me, I mean, I'm like 135 pounds, so I'm not exactly a big guy here, but he had 135 pounds of Ashkenazi Jewish man hanging off his neck. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be as fresh as he was that first round. And now I know I'll strike with him a little bit more. And that's what led to that finish. Like, I think he threw a spinning back kick. I pulled out of the way. And when he stood back up, I hit him with like a left hook. And and I knew he felt it. And then he like tied up with me. And I was like, okay, he's a little more tired. He's a little more uncomfortable with the striking right now. And then shout out to Taco, because Taco was like, knee him. And I was like, bet. And I just went crazy with
If you
it.
go back and look at that when he threw the spinning kick and lost his balance, when he went down, Asher took a half a second, maybe a 3/4 second. He stepped back. The Muay Thai in him kicked in. Because you can't jump on someone on the ground. To let him up, and he goes, "Oh, this is MMA." And then he jumped in with the left.
Yeah, he missed it, and I was just ready for like the ref to like reset it, and I was like, "Oh, this is not that sport." So I just like jumped in, I threw a left hook, but those smaller gloves, you definitely feel him. Because like I felt that like just my knuckles connect. Like, it wasn't even too hard, but I was like, "Oh, he definitely felt that," and then he tied up with me, and I was like, "All right."
How did you feel with the commentators mispronouncing your name multiple times during that
How'd
commentary?
they say it? I didn't watch.
How'd they say his name?
They kept calling him Ashler.
Ashler.
I think
Tessler.
I've got
Tessler,
that,
and they took
yeah.
Ash and Lur, combined them.
We love it because I think commentating is a hard job. I think it's so hard. And so we had one of the Khalil Pearson like going at it with one of our commentators after Khalil's last fight, like how they commentated his fight. It's funnier than shit to me.
I think we have, for a regional show, we have the best commentators out there.
100%.
But again, you were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have 20 fights on the card. That's 40
How
fighters.
can they keep the names? Yeah, it's so hard.
But they've call it quote unquote messed up way worse than they did with the Khalil fight, and he just gave it to him. I felt kind of bad, but
I didn't feel bad. I thought it was funny.
I love the interaction, like the fighters and the
It makes our
commentators.
social media analytics go up. More comments, more likes. Like,
We
come
were
on.
laughing. Who cares? You know?
No, I think it's
No,
great.
I was called that like in school and stuff. Ashler, I got a lot too for some reason. I'm not sure why. But yeah, no, I've heard that. I've heard that one before.
Wow. Well, this has been amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing you back March 21st. Ryan, what do you expect from Asher?
What do I expect? I mean, listen, I think Asher's a top prospect. I think you have a great support network. I think you guys take this very seriously and professionally. So I think the fans
Are you saying he's not taking it seriously and professionally, eating the same food for the last 4 years?
Wait, I said no. I said I think.
I'm just making sure.
No.
Just
Well,
okay.
You guys are. I'm not with you guys every day, but from what you guys say and what I see, you're doing all the right things. I'm very excited that you chose an opponent that, you know, got a little bit of the better of you in a training session, and you're trying to get that one back. I fucking love that mentality. So I think the fans are going to be in it for a treat when you guys fight. And, you know, obviously those Rise of Stars title aspirations too kind of on the line now. So I think there's a little bit to this fight. So I'm just excited and, you know, can't wait.
I'm excited to be there. I'm really excited to be there. I'm sad the last one didn't work out, but this one, double the excitement now. We'll just take what we didn't get last time, add it to this, so we're ready to go.
And we'll get you back in there again in May, bro. We'll
100%,
we'll keep
I'm
you
there.
busy.
Yeah, no injury. We'll start talking about opponents now. No injuries, and are barring you win your fight and everything.
He won't be injured.
I love Dad's mentality.
Yeah.
He won't be injured. He'll be there. Sign him up.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Well, this
fun,
has
guys.
been great. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thanks,
so
Alex.
much.
This episode of the Fight Family Podcast is sponsored by Ovsepian Chiropractic.